Hello, welcome to Chat on Tap, the podcast about pubs and the people in them. My name is David Lennon, and this week we're talking pub activities. The things that you can do in pubs that aren't just smashing a schooner or a schnitty. We're going to be talking about those. Now, we've got a great chat coming up with Ben from Brisbane Pub Chess. It's a cool community event, plus your weekly tap dinner's back, and we're going to do the pub quiz. So once again, for the second week running, let me introduce my co-host. It is Cecilia Hollins. Thank you for coming back once again.
Thank you so much again.
Well, cheers to you,
Cheers.
Cece. Oh, you're really good with the microphone technique of getting the cheers.
Let's get a little more ASMR.
So we're both having the 7th day XPA.
Yum.
We are at the Pyrmont Point Hotel once again, and last week I tried to get you a light lager, and then I put the beers down wrong, and only realised after we both had a sip, and then I was like, no, I really wanted to try that 7th day.
Yeah, it was a great beer. So we're just repeating last week.
Basically, yeah.
Yup.
Well, the 7th Day Brewery up in Brookvale on Sydney's Northern Beaches, I feel like they don't miss.
Yeah.
Great beers.
It's a great little spot.
Yeah, saw it on tap. Here at the Pyrmont Point, they often will have crafties from around.
Love.
So, yeah, I had to have that. Anyway, I've got a question for you, CC.
Ooh, tell me.
Now that you are definitely the voice heard the most on Chat on Tap, that isn't my voice.
Yeah.
What should we call the listener community?
Ooh, this is a great question.
So, Taylor Swift fans, Swifties.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga has Little Monsters.
Yeah.
Trying to think, it's Swannies.
Yeah, the Swannies.
We might be, Swans fans, or
Yeah.
for the babies, they might be Signets.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Love how the Swannies do it. Oh my God, you could do the middies, the schoonies.
Ooh, the Schoonies actually isn't too bad. I had gone pretty basic. I initially was just in my head going chatters.
The chatters.
Chatters or tappers.
I feel like that's a bit expected. It's classic though. Like you can't go wrong with that.
Then last week we had an email from Archibald H. Brickworth, and he had chaps because it's like chat, tap, chaps.
Yeah, that was good. I really enjoyed that. That was very creative.
But then I'm like...
The chaps.
But it feels it's like not gender inclusive.
Yeah, the connotation of it. It's cute though, because it's like the first and the last bit.
And I love a word meld together.
I don't know, I kind of like mine. The schoonies.
Schoonies.
And then the babies can be the middies.
We also had a message from Max from Beers to the Max Instagram page. Give him a follow. He said, why don't you call them the Chatty Tappies?
Chatty tappies.
Like Chatty Cathy.
Oh, that's cute.
Chatty Tappies?
Chatty tappies. We'll see if anyone else has ideas, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Email us. Hello@.
Email us or DM.
Schoonies isn't bad, though.
Thank you so much.
Schoonies isn't bad.
Put up a poll, and I'll expect to see everyone voting for it.
Okay, there'll be a poll when this episode comes out.
Yeah.
All right, we are on to Tapped In. Make sure you send us our suggestions when you go vote on the poll at the Instagram DM @ChatOnTap, or you can email us to hello@ChatOnTap. So this is where we recommend top pubs, hidden gems, venues worth checking out. We try to be democratic and go right across the country, but that relies on you sending in your recommendations. So
you'll hear more from all around the country.
Yeah.
No one can say, oh, it's only Sydney recommendations when you're not sending in your recommendations for elsewhere.
Well said, CC.
Thank you so much.
Well said. We have to get you in an email account and you can deal with them. So I'm going to do one from Sydney just to start us off. We've just got two that for the regular tapped in, and then we're going to go themed this week. But I'm going to recommend, which feels very out of my fabric, but something from the eastern suburbs in East Village in Darlinghurst. So
Is that eastern suburbs, Darlinghurst?
Yeah.
Seems a bit city, but anyways.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, to be honest, if it's... I tend not to go past George Street.
Anything past that is eastern suburbs.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's eastern suburbs. But I met a mate at Darlinghurst, and they have this great happy hour, I think from 4 to 6, and $15 lunch deals all through the week, and it's like a decent sized meal. But I hadn't actually been to that place since I first moved to Sydney full time in 2016. I met up with some friends from uni there, and I remember it being like, oh wow, this is like an old Sydney pub. And then I just never went back. And then I didn't even... So it'd been so long that when my mate said, meet me at East Village, I didn't know which pub he was talking about. And I was like,
really?
I have actually been here.
Yeah.
Anyway, got chatting to the team there. The staff's super lovely. They're like... They've made changes in about the last 18 months or so. And they're like super proud of their changes and the menu changes and stuff. So if you haven't been to East Village in Darlinghurst for a long time and you're Sydney-based, or you're a tourist, definitely go check that out.
Yeah, sick.
Good deal.
This was put in by a listener. But we do have a Queensland recommendation. So it is from Michael and Brissy. Spring Lake Hotel in Springfield Lakes.
Yep.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Spring Lake Hotel in Springfield Lakes. Sunday is family fun day. Kids eat free with each paying adult. They have a petting zoo, free face painting, and normally live music from 12 to 3. They have indoor and outdoor seating, smokehouse menu, playground, and indoor arcade for kids.
That sounds like a real family affair.
Very family friendly. Okay. Yeah, that's quite sweet.
So if you're in Springfield Lakes, that looks like the place to be. But what I thought as well we could do, Cece, is because this episode, we want to talk about pub activities. So obviously you can go to the pub to meet up with your friend, and you can have a glass of whatever it is you want to drink or not drink. And a meal, and that seems to be the stock standard. It's sort of all based around the chat, which we love. That's the whole point of this podcast.
Yeah, very social.
But I got very excited, and you'll see why when we talk to Ben soon. I really liked the idea of people still meeting in the pub to get the benefit of the cool space, because it's like this where we are today at Pyrmont Point. This kind of feels a bit like your grandma's living room, sort of vibe. It's like cozy and. I really liked the idea of places putting on things that you wouldn't just do at a pub to kind of, bring the community together.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd put a list from around the country of things that you can do that aren't just going to have a beer at a pub.
Cute.
So...
Are you starting with the Pyrmont Point Book Club?
Yes, the Pyrmont Book Club, which is on a Tuesday night, and we know that because we have to vacate before the book club gets here, which I think they're on the first Tuesday of every month. They meet for the book club.
So cute.
But do you want to kick us off?
Yes. Pub choir, mass sing-alongs, and pop-arranged choir nights that transform a pub or a venue into a one-night choir. Great if you want communal music without auditions.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Quite sweet.
Because I know we have our neighbour went to join a choir, and both my wife, Jade, and I are pretty musical.
Yeah.
She had to do this full-on audition. Like, we spent like an hour with her in her apartment while she did all these singing exercises.
Wow.
To get into this like community choir. If you just want to be part of it, you don't too nervous to audition or whatever. This one was very close to my heart. It's in both Sydney and Melbourne. It's called Fortress. It's like a board game and gaming tavern, but it's like they also have a bunch of esports there, so a bunch of video games and whatnot. And then they have a bunch of ticketed D&D roleplay nights, so Dungeons and Dragons.
That's so fun.
Which I feel like the Dungeons and Dragons feels like it's a pub thing.
Yeah.
Because do you know how Dungeons and Dragons? Do you know what it is?
I've seen it in movies and shows and stuff. I've never played it. I'll preface with I've never played it.
So Dungeons and Dragons, I only really learnt recently because my sister plays. It's actually a storytelling game.
Yeah, I did know that aspect.
So you just someone is the master, and they just dictate what's happening in the game. And some people have been playing these games for like decades. Anyway, it does feel like the storytelling aspect will get so much better after a certain number of beers, and then so much worse after a few more extra beers. So I've got the Gov in Adelaide, in Hindmarsh, and so they do ukulele, choir, and front bar music nights. Now, funnily enough, the first time I saw ukulele being played in a pub with a group was also in Adelaide. It was in Port Adelaide.
Oh, cool.
I was there for work, caught the train down to Port Adelaide, just wanted to see what it was all about. Wandered around, but based purely on the fact that I follow football and know that there is a Port Adelaide. Yeah. Wandered into this pub, and there was 30 people with their own ukuleles, all just
what a vibe.
Ripping out Vance Joy's Riptide. What a vibe.
Love that. The one song everyone knows for the ukulele.
Exactly. That or I'm Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Yeah.
But this one's at the Gov in Hindmarsh in Adelaide. And so, same thing. That's cute. It's low stakes, front bar performances, so They just got people to get along and have a jam.
I love that. Yeah. Next one is, oh my God, I'm going to butcher this. Bar Owusu. Was that right?
Usu?
Uso?
I don't
Usu?
know.
It's in Brunswick in Melbourne. They do spoken word poetry open mic nights.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's good pub space for poets, storytellers, and lyricists.
Shakespearean version of comedy night or open mic night.
I think it would be quite cool to actually it's another art form, right? And
Yeah.
it would be cool to go and to listen and go for free. You don't have to pay tickets for it, and it's in person. It's it's more local, it's closer to the community, which is quite sweet.
There's another one. We mentioned the book club before. There's one called Tough Guy Book Club, and it's pub book clubs for groups wanting rowdy pub-based reading chats. I just like the specific word rowdy.
Rowdy.
There's heaps of chapters around Australia, and that's a really good one as well for men's mental health.
Oh yeah, cute.
And I saw this thing the other day, which I thought was really good. Men in particular need to be. There's always a third thing.
Yeah, I actually heard about that, how men need to have something else to focus on.
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you want to go shoot hoops?
Go for a walk.
Do you want to go for a beer? Do you want to go to the football?
Do woodworking or some shit like that.
I've got, I need to move some stuff. Do you want to come help me?
And that's when the feelings come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't just sit and chat, whereas I feel like women in particular can just go,
we just yap all day.
yeah. You just, but
I'm
you
a
can
fucking
go.
open book. What do you want to know?
Yeah, you can go, do you want to meet up, or can I just come round?
Yeah.
There's nothing else to it, right?
The boys need a tough guy reading club.
I mean, I hope we get to a day where blokes can just be like, hey, I just want to have a chat. What's going on in your life? Like, how's your health, and how's your mental health? You know what I mean? But
this is a good solution for now.
I think so. I think it's just even getting, you've probably got blokes who do read a lot and maybe feel a bit isolated, so they do read more.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to go like, oh, maybe I'll meet up with someone else. And then, anyway.
Our next one, Drunken Nitwits. Oh my God, that's so cute. Drunken and Nitwits is as knitting.
Yeah.
Drunken Nitwits. It's a pub knitting group at various pubs. Knitting and craft nights in the pubs. Stitch and sip style knitting and crochet groups that meet regularly at local pubs. That's so cute.
Yeah.
That's quite special.
I felt like that was right up your alley. That's why I put your name next to it.
Yeah, love that for me. Yeah. I would totally go to one of those. I don't know how to knit or crochet, but little crafts I love to do.
The last one I've got here, before we move on to the interview, is pub run. Now, I think there's lots of these around. But remember last week we talked about Island State Brewing?
Yeah.
They do run to the pub meetups.
Love.
So you go do, your 3 or 4 or 5K.
Yeah.
And the finish line is the pub, and then you have a beer and a chat.
I love that so much.
Now, these ones, I think, are based on the running, and then you meet up at the pub afterwards.
Do you all start together at the, somewhere, and then you run?
Yeah, it'd be like park run, but in
Yeah.
the evening, and you meet at the pub.
Cute.
I'm doing one this week at the time of recording, which will need to debrief with you.
Fun.
I'm doing the Yuli's beer run.
Oh, sick.
Do you know what this is? You start at Yuli's Brewing.
Yeah.
You run 2Ks.
Yeah.
To the next venue. Mm-hmm. You don't continue to the next part of the run until you've had a beer.
Yep.
And then you have another beer at the next venue.
Boy, I'd be vomiting by the end of it. Running and beer. Good luck.
There's 5 venues. Oh! I don't know what the total distance is.
Yeah.
But
you have to run real slow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cute though.
It's gonna be fun.
It's like a bar crawl, but you run.
I'm doing some content with Fat Cat Content, who I want to shout out because they did some filming of the with Sydney Brewery when we were doing Oktoberfest. They shot it all, so you'll be seeing those videos on the social media page. They're awesome Sydney-based videography crew, but we're going out with them, and
Love.
I will tell them to keep clear, or I may mess up your equipment.
Are they running as well with the equipment?
Well, who's going to be in the worst position? Me running. Yes, I've had
Drinking
a beer.
and running.
But then them having to run backwards ahead to get the shot.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Big cameras, or are they handheld?
Not too big, but like a
Oh, yeah.
DSLR or whatever.
I don't know. You both have it quite bad.
Yeah.
But I guess you get beers, so you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. And how long will I hold on to them? That's the thing. All right. Well, I really wanted to introduce this week's guest. His name is Ben, and he started the Instagram page Brisbane Pub Chess. It's why we're talking about all the fun things you can do in pubs. Because I saw this on Instagram, and I just had to DM him and say, mate, would you love to come on for a chat? And so he just gets people together to play a casual game of chess in the pub as a way of just, building connection with the traditional game.
Love.
So here's the chat I had with Ben. Welcome, Ben, to Chat on Tap, the podcast. I guess introduce yourself. How did you go to be starting meetups in pubs to play chess?
Hey, David. Thanks for having me. My name's Ben. I'm one of the founders or the organisers of Brisbane Pub Chess. So we're a community group that organises monthly catch-ups to play chess at local breweries around Brisbane at this stage. So I've started it with my girlfriend, my beautiful girlfriend, Krithika, and it's sort of grown from just a few friends through to this monthly event that we've got a heap of interest in. And it's just been a really awesome thing that we've been able to put together and hoping to see it go on into the future.
And so what was the, where does the love for chess, and I'm guessing beer or wine or whatever it is, where did that all start for you?
Well, I think the love of chess started well before my love of beer, so I think that's a good start. But when I was about 8, my grandfather taught me how to play chess. So he used to live in Ipswich, and I lived in Toowoomba, and I'd go down, visit on holidays and that sort of thing. And one visit, he taught me and my cousin how to play chess, and I got absolutely obsessed with it, and I kept playing. Me and my cousin, we used to play a lot every time we'd visit, and I'd play against my grandfather, and I could never beat him. I think that's pretty typical. But I went back home and I played against my parents, my siblings, the kids at school, and I thought it was awesome. I had a little book on chess, and I just got really obsessed with it. But I didn't really have much in the way of competition, so I taught the kids at school, and I beat the kids at school, and then I thought, oh, I've mastered this, so no point in pursuing it any further. So it sort of went a bit quiet for a while, but it wasn't till I was an adult. So in COVID, like a lot of people, watching Queen's Gambit, being in lockdown and having a lot of free time on my hands, and plus chess has become a lot more accessible. You can play online on places like chess.com and Lee Chess. And I thought, oh, I used to be pretty good at this. I'll pick it up. And I realized very quickly that 8-year-old me hadn't mastered the game. There's a lot more to it than that. So a friend of mine said, oh, have you been to that brewery near your place? It's called Plowman. And I hadn't been there. It's in a sort of industrial area. And I'd seen signs for it. But I said, no, I hadn't been there. But he said, oh, let's go for a drink. It's great. The owner, Lee, he does, it's a tiny little brewery, but he makes some really good beers. And I was sort of playing a little bit online and playing at the local the chess club, the Brisbane Chess Club. So I said, oh, why don't we just bring a board along? So we brought the board over, and we did that a few times, and it was just really nice to have a chat, talk to the owner, play a game, and just really enjoy the afternoon. And the friend that got Krithika back into it, Krithika said, why don't we invite Villainy along to come? She's the friend. And I said, yeah, that'd be great. We'll do it on a Saturday night, and I don't know, let's pick a brewery. Let's go somewhere. We chose Range Brewing in Newstead. So we invited some friends, and I invited some other friends, and all of a sudden we had a group of 12 people.
Was there any sort of motivation from that where you had people walking over and be like, oh, is this a chess club? Like, could we play? Like, did they think it was at that stage, did they think it was an organized thing?
Yeah, people were sort of treating it just as a normal thing. I don't think it's necessarily a normal thing. At a few other times we'd gone around to local breweries, and some of the bar staff had said, hey, that's cool. You guys playing chess? and then they pointed out, oh, we've got boards here, but people don't usually play, or and so we're sort of getting this idea that maybe there would be people out there that would be interested, but it was how do we reach them? Because what I noticed is there's been a real peak of people who are playing chess online, or a couple of things. People playing online, but maybe missing that in-person connection and being able to play over the board and with people. Have that be in a not a competitive environment like a chess club, which could be intimidating, and then also have it welcoming. So it's men and women, beginners, people who are, just want to, maybe they played when they were a kid but haven't played for a long time, or maybe they don't even know the rules but are interested. And it just sort of built as we went. So the next event we said, all right, that was fun, and there were definitely a couple of people in our group who were keen to play, and others were just like, oh, I just like meeting new people. So we put it out there, advertised on, put a post up on Reddit. All right, let's see who's out there, and I got a flood of messages. So many messages just from people in the Brisbane community saying, hey, this is awesome. When's your next event? So I'm like, all right, let's figure out when our next event is. So that was May, our first event. So then in June we turned it around and had it at the German club. Then I was asking around, I'm like, where do you think a good venue would be? And people were like, German club would be good fun. So
Yeah.
we ran that, and we weren't sure how many people we'd have. So we're trying to figure out how we'd get enough boards. The local chess club at the university came through and lent us a whole heap of tournament boards and clocks if anyone wanted clocks. But I sort of didn't push that because I think people get scared away when you start introducing clocks, particularly people who are newer to it or just coming back to it. So we sort of kept those off to the side. And we had about 15 people turn up there. But the really cool thing was it was people who I didn't know, Kritika didn't know, but we had this topic we could discuss, and we got to know people, and it was a really cool event. And the cool thing about that is we've had 5 events now, and a lot of those people there, two guys in particular, sorry, Trent and Bruno, they didn't know each other beforehand, and they didn't know us beforehand, but they've been coming back and back. So we've got a small group of, we call them the repeat offenders, but it's it's been good.
I hadn't played since I was a kid using Simpsons chess, where all the pieces were Bart Simpson and Lisa, and Homer was the king and Marge, right? And as a kid we played, against cousins and siblings and stuff, and I suppose of my generation we didn't have other ways to entertain ourselves necessarily. So that was cool. Then the online version, which was like Words with Friends, but it was chess, so you didn't have to sit down for a moment. That kind of brought people back in.
Yeah.
But I played once with a mate. First time I'd played on a real board in probably 15, 20 years at my local brewery. They just had, board games, and one of them was chess, and my mate was over, and I went, I'll have a game. I got absolutely annihilated. But then it then put this connection in of being, when I went to that brewery, I wanted to play a game of chess. And so, I'm just interested to see how many people have been like, I've actually really just wanted to sit down at a board and pick this game back up, because I almost feel like it's a lost art.
Yeah, definitely. It's from the German club event, we had people coming up saying, oh, I didn't know, what are you guys doing? Are you a club or whatever? Can I have a game? For whatever reason, there's a barrier stopping them from playing, or from and sort of just giving that permission to say, hey, this is open to everyone. If you don't know the rules, that's fine. We've got a lot of couples coming through. So a lot of my friends and just people, I've had friends of mine, and I encourage them to bring their partners, and they sort of teach each other or try and remember how to play the game together, which has been fun. My younger sister has come to quite a few of the events, and she comes with her boyfriend. And what she really likes to do, she finds it, I think at the start she found it pressure because she didn't play as much when we were kids. But But what she likes to do, we play this variant called hand and brain. So you play in pairs. So she plays with her boyfriend against another pair, and so one person is the brain, and they choose a piece, and then the hand moves the piece. So there's less pressure, and it's it works out pretty fun. So we're like, all right, this is sort of, people are getting into it, and sort of put a couple of posts up on Reddit and in different places, and people were sort of showing interest, and they're like, all right, when's the next event? What are we doing next? And I had this idea that would go around to different breweries, and sort of, particularly if it was a local or independent breweries. And we found this brewery. It was recommended by a friend of ours, Future Magic Brewing in East Brisbane, and the owners were just awesome. They're really encouraging and really supportive. So I'm like, all right, we'll have our event there in the next month. And the turnout, so it went from 15 all the way to over 30. So we're trying to figure out how many people, because the other part of it is we want it to be a community event. We want people to meet somebody new, have a good conversation, sort of hopefully meet new friends that they wouldn't meet otherwise. And so part of that is between Kritika and I is sort of welcoming people in as they arrive and introducing them to somebody new, sort of facilitating that. So we're trying to figure out the dynamics of that. What's an ideal size? So we thought maybe like 30 would be good, but people kept sort of RSVPing and saying, oh, can we come? So I think we had a bit over 30 on that event, and it just worked out really well. We were there for half the day. I think we kicked it off at midday, and by 5 o'clock we still had a group of about 4 or 5 of us who were still playing. So yeah, it was a really, really cool event. And since then we've been to a few other breweries as well, but we had such a good time at Future Magic that we've sort of partnered with them, and they're going to be our home base on the south side of Brisbane. There's a bit of I don't know if you've been to Brissy much, but there's a bit of a south-north divide. So every time we have an event on the south side, everyone says, oh, when are we having an event on the north side? And the same thing happens when we go on the north. So we're thinking of doing a bit of an alternating north-south each month. So we're pretty happy with Future Magic, or we're very, very happy with Future Magic. They've got a great space for it, and we're still looking for maybe that home base on the north side. So
I grew up in Perth. I mean, I've been to Brisbane, but in Perth, there's very much, if you've got a city with a river in the middle, it's like you are blood either side of that. So I totally get that. I feel like this one might be an obvious one, but do you think you would have as much success if it was in, say, a park or like a community hall as opposed to like a pub or a brewery?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. A drawback for chess is there is that barrier, and people sort of take it really seriously. But I think the great thing about having it at a brewery is it's just a great atmosphere, and it's a very relaxed atmosphere. Trying some, cool locally brewed beer sort of does take away some of that ego, which is good, because I think, we don't want people to be taking it so seriously. We want to have fun, and if people want to learn and get better, that's awesome. But if people just want to have an excuse, it's just an excuse to get out and meet people. And it's even for me, like, it's an opportunity to just get out there and to sort of, if you're talking to somebody and it's, just breaking that ice, at least you've got the board there, and at least you've got most people who rock up, I assume, either have an interest in chess or have a story about chess, about learning chess, or that they're interested for some reason. So it's a starting point for a conversation. When Kritika and I were kicking it off, reaching out to some of these community groups, we found there's some really cool community groups in Brisbane already that play board games in community halls. So there's, I think, having a variety of different types of activities and different venues means, and you've got the benefit of this in cities where you can, and like in a city like Sydney or even Melbourne, you've got even more choice because the population's there, and if if you find a group of people that have got similar interests than you, then that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's what that's
And
what this whole kind of episode was, that we were putting together in looking at. I think there's, people are so online now, they're just looking for anything to do, and we ran through a list of things that that people are doing in pubs, and it could be a ukulele group, it could be Dungeons and Dragons, it could be choir or a book club or whatever. And I think
yeah,
you can just interchange that hobby, right? And I think what I really like is that, that to what you were speaking about, the casual aspect of the pub. It's like if the chess isn't enough to break the ice, one or two beers might give you enough liquid courage to ask someone some questions.
yeah.
But what's been like a moment where you've been running one of these where you've gone, oh yeah, that's why we're doing it?
It's been the fact that people keep showing up, and I've gotten to know this group of people. I've really enjoyed that, and then just the feedback that people have come back to us with. So I found it really strange the first time that people come up to us, people who I don't know, come up to me and to Krithika and say, "Thank you for putting this on. This has been awesome, and I've had a great time." And yeah, that's just it. I really appreciate that, and to know that I've created a good, even if it's just a good afternoon for somebody, or an opportunity for them to get out of the house or to meet somebody new. Yeah, it's just it's a great feeling. And coming back, coming back from the Future Magic Brewing event, and I was packing things up, and I got home, and I was on a bit of a high. It sort of felt like it's like a birthday party. It just, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, great. Now, what are your thoughts on how you expand it? Do you feel like there is a cap on a particular event? Does it mean that you maybe need to do more events more often? Would you look at having sister groups in other cities? Does it get to a thing where you could ticket it, or would you not want to do that sort of thing? I know that's a lot of questions, but like, what's your sort of vibe on all of that?
No, they're great questions. It's a great question. And they're the sort of questions that I ask myself, like, what do I want it to be? I have a lot of conversations with Krithika about what do we want this to be. Personally, I'm happy for it just to be a small group. That's just us, and we have a great time. If we find people that are really passionate about it and want to run their own, either under our umbrella or somebody else's umbrella, I think it doesn't really matter what form that comes in. But if it grows, it's going to be a sort of an organic thing. We're not looking at ticketing it. We're quite happy that it is a free event. And I think people appreciate that,
especially because people are going to be parting. Typically, they'd be coming to a brewery, and they don't have to. They could have water, but if they're going to be parting with a little bit of money, that goes into supporting another local group, or another local business or whatever.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I think there's definitely value created for these breweries, these local venues, and I think we value these venues and these places. And to be able to support them by bringing groups of people together and utilize the spaces, I think that's great. So yeah, we are looking to sort of really focus in on these or independent and local breweries, to give them support so they are able to sort of keep doing the great work that they do, brewing good beer and providing awesome spaces that you can hang out with your friends on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon. So yeah.
Right. So just in as we wrap up here, anyone who is curious about it, and maybe they have never played chess but they want to try something new and get involved, or if they are just nervous about their skill level, what would you say to them as an encouragement to just come along? Yeah,
just come along. We'll pair you with somebody who
that's it.
just come along. I think it's a brave thing to do, to put yourself out there. I think it can be daunting, and I've found myself in those situations where you try something new, but that's where you get the opportunity to find something that could be awesome, that you could love. And you could meet some really cool people, and you will meet some really cool people at our events. We've got a great mix, and even if chess isn't an obsession for you, then that's okay. I think in fact it's probably most of us are just there to have a good chat, and yet the conversations we have, and we learn about um, what people do outside, what their interests are, and it's been really cool to get to know these people. Um, and I think it's more so if you're looking to meet new people, um, and to get to know some of the cool local breweries and venues around Brisbane, come along. But yeah, if you've got any concerns, shoot me a message, and I can answer any of your questions.
Awesome. Well, that's convinced me. I wish I was in Brisbane. Plug the next event. When is the next event? Where is it? And is it north or south side?
So we're up to a north side event. So we're going to Flat Lizard Brewing in Stafford on the 23rd of November. Follow us on Instagram at Brisbane Pub Chess, and we'll have all our events up there. And yeah, just feel free to reach out. We've also got an email address at brisbanepubchess@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, Ben, thank you so much for joining me, but I do have one final question. Did you ever beat your grandfather?
Ooh, that is a good question. So I'm really fortunate. So a couple of years ago, when I did get back into chess, I was able to share about a year with my grandfather before he passed away, of rekindling that love of chess, because he kept playing that whole time, and being able to play him, and it's a bit unfair because he was getting on in age, but I did end up beating him, which was great. But no, I just really value the chance that I got to share that with him, and sort of rekindle those memories.
I'm sure from his point of view, he would have been extremely proud to have taught you to finally beat the master. So I think that would have been nice. Great. That's a very sweet story. Thank you again, Ben, for joining us on Chat on Tap, and all the best with Brisbane Pub Chess. And I really hope that one day I can come down and join the group and play a game.
Thanks, David. Hope to see you there sometime.
That's so wholesome. That's just so wholesome. I love that so much. Like, what a fantastic way to just get people together. Because I know so many people who play chess, but they all play it on their phones.
Oh, yeah.
So what a great way just to get people out and in the breweries and in I guess like a third space sort of deal. And getting to do something they all love.
And the fact that the motivation he had was because he tried to join a chess club.
Yeah.
And they were all just so serious. They didn't like if you didn't know the rules very well, or if you're an easy beat, they weren't interested or whatever.
Sticking them that like activities like that in the brewery just make it so much more chill. Like make it a little bit more approachable. Like how we talked about the choir, or like any of the musical or like the poetry. You don't need to do auditions for it. Like you just show up and you do it. Like how wholesome is that?
I found in a completely separate note, when I played footy, it was about the fact that we played footy. We didn't really talk about anything else. It was really just to do the thing and then spend half an hour after it talking about the thing we just did.
Yeah. But it's such a great way to, I guess, get out of the house, like especially, post-COVID world where you don't see mates maybe as often as what you used to.
Well, totally. And you also can kind of, some people might expect so much of their partner in a sense. Like you can't expect your partner or people at home, your family, your friends, whatever, to like everything that it is that you do. And if you like a quirky thing, you should just be allowed to like the quirky thing and then do it once a week with other quirky people. Yeah.
Because I think it's really interesting, like so many people have lost hobbies in today's age.
Yeah.
Not many people have hobbies. And I've personally got heaps of hobbies, but I'm doing them all like at home. So I've actually gone out to breweries and done these by myself. Yeah. And I probably look crazy, but it's just so nice to like take it out of the house and be able to take my hobbies and go to the breweries. And like I've done macrame in the breweries, or like I've got some side projects that I've taken out and I've worked from the breweries, and it was just so lovely to have a third place to go, and everyone's so friendly and I can like have a beer while I sit and it's so lovely to be able to have that community around that as well.
I mean, this very podcast and the social media stuff they do, quite often I will go finish up editing of an episode or a video or whatever.
At the brewery.
Yeah.
I literally filmed your wedding video, your like wedding speech video at the brewery. Because I was like, this is just too good not to.
I noticed that actually, and I was like, kudos to you. So for context, at our wedding, instead of doing traditional speeches on microphones on the night, we got more people to send in videos, and then we got it all edited up.
Yeah.
So it was this nice, like 25-minute video of everyone saying lots, and then Cece was one of the contributors, and it was so funny when you popped up on the screen when we were at the wedding, and you're just like holding this massive pint with your swan scarf on, and then you had your AirPods in. Like, I could tell you had your AirPods in,
and I had like
video.
the kegs behind me.
And I was like, well done. How do you go do a heartfelt speech in a public place?
I had to do it many times over. I had to shove myself in the corner. And it is really awkward at first because like breweries are definitely not always set up to like be able to do these sorts of things. So it's always nice to be able to do it with friends, like have your little hobbies, take it out. And like everyone's complaining nowadays about how we don't have like these quote unquote third spaces, right? Like back in the day, used to have like libraries and like the clubs would meet up at, you know, free places. And yeah, while brewery might not be totally free, it's a great place to go and you don't have to spend that much. You get, you know, 2 beers and that's less than $20 and you get to meet up with friends and do a hobby that you love to do. And like there's definitely maybe a bit of a stigma around it because people aren't used to it, but it's like, who cares? Like make it a thing.
But I question that people will be looking at me, or people will be thinking I'm weird.
Nobody cares.
No. Nobody's
cares.
watching you as much as you think you are.
Yeah, nobody cares.
When was the last time you went into a space and looked at someone sitting by themselves and go, what a loser?
What a loser. And even if they do, right, you're never going to see that person again.
Totally. And like, if you know in yourself that you wouldn't even think that, you probably don't notice them to begin with. For me, I look at it and go, good on you.
Yeah.
Or like, if you get your headphones in on your computer, good on, I'm like, yes, you've taken your work into the pub.
Yeah. That was like, I went into Filter ages ago and I took my work with me for Wing Wednesday for my $1 wings. And I was the only one there by myself. And I was like, it felt so liberating. It was like, I get to do my own work, do my own little hobby. I get to get cheap wings, get to get a good beer. And it was great. Just like get out of the house and have like other people around me.
For me, that's the way to be, that I find myself being productive on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Is if I go do it by myself.
Yeah. And cafes are so like, people expect you to take work there and it's a little bit more common. But breweries not as much. But it should be.
No, I think they would be more than up for it. Time for a pub quiz.
All right, let's do it.
This is the Hobby Edition. I thought that you would like hobbies and crafts.
Yeah, I love some
There's actually none of
hobbies.
them are craft related, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, in photography, what does the acronym DSLR stand for? She was very quick to write.
No, I was just writing down the acronym because I'm going to forget it.
Oh. DSLR, what does the acronym stand for?
Okay, sure.
Question 2.
Uh-huh.
The ukulele originated where?
Ooh, I play the ukulele. I should know this.
Okay.
I'm going to take a guess.
Well, you should know this.
Way to call me out. Thank you so much for that.
What is the name of the wizarding newspaper in the Harry Potter series?
Oh, shit.
How's your Harry Potter knowledge?
Mate, it's been years.
Did you read it?
I did, yeah. No, I actually don't know how to read. I'm American. I don't know how to read.
I was reading that going, why did I put a Harry Potter question in here? No, because I was thinking book club and I needed a book question.
Oh, sure. So this
and
is your book question.
Yeah, I didn't want to go too hardcore. Question 4. Name 3 Monopoly pieces.
Bro. Wait, actually.
I think there's 8. And I also have a list of later editions.
I definitely got 3, but I'm trying to see if I can get more.
What is the top score you can get in darts?
Mate. Is this like a golf thing, like 0?
Okay, so in photography, The acronym DSLR stands for?
Digital.
Correct.
Super.
Nope.
Lens.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really? R's really.
Oh, really? Digital super lens, really? Digital single lens reflex.
Damn, I was 50% of the way there.
Yeah, it was well done. The ukulele originated where?
Is it Hawaii?
Correct.
All right.
Well done.
Whew.
I've been forgetting to play the sound effects.
Oh, give me my dings, thank
Hang
you.
on. First, you get your... because you got one wrong.
give me...
That was for your question 1.
Fine.
And here's for your question 2.
Thank
you
you.
What is the name of the wizarding newspaper in the Harry Potter series?
Everyone in the Harry Potter community is going to send us hate mail for this.
Yeah.
The Quidditch.
It's the Daily Prophet.
Let me just preface with, you had your finger, I said we're going to get hate mail for this. You had your finger ready to go on the buzzer to say, nah.
Not a chance. Okay. Name 3 Monopoly pieces.
I could get 3. Thank goodness gracious.
Yep.
We got the car,
Yep.
the little old-timey car. We've got the dog,
Yep.
and we've got the thimble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now that you're on a roll, do you want to mention any of the others?
I tried to think of others, and I couldn't actually.
Okay. Top hat.
Ooh.
The iron.
Oh, the iron.
Which?
Oh, the shoe. There's a shoe.
The boot. Yep.
Yep, the boot.
The battleship.
I don't remember that one.
And the cannon.
Don't remember that one either.
This is a fun fact. The iron was replaced in 2013 with a cat.
What the heck?
And
bring back the iron.
They've also, in various times, had the wheelbarrow, a penguin, a T-Rex, and a rubber ducky.
I like the rubber duck.
They've had a sack of money,
Love.
a purse, a typewriter, a locomotive, and a lantern.
That's vast. And
the top score you can get in darts is 180.
Oh, I had 56. I took a guess.
That was what they say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
I don't listen to darts.
I don't think many people listen to darts. I don't know how good the radio commentary is on the darts. Okay, that's closing time for this episode of Chat on Tap. Thanks for joining us for a couple of Denzel Frothingtons. CC. And thank you, Ben, for joining us this episode. Do check out their next meetup if you are in Brisbane. You can find it on the Instagram page. All the details are there. They've got links at Brisbane Pub Chess. And so thank you also to the Pyrmont Point Hotel for having us today and always. This is a When Studios production brought to you by Oasis Brewing. Now, Cece, what do we say if people want to get in touch with us, whether they're happy or angry, like if they're a Harry Potter fan or something?
If you want to send us any hate mail, please send so at hello@chatontap.com.
Great.
.au?
Just .com.
Just .com.
Yeah. Just the OG. And of course, head over to the Instagram and like that at Chat on Tap. Or you can subscribe on YouTube if you'd prefer to watch.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. All right, next time it's your shout. Tell your friends about us. Thank you again, CC.
Thank you so much.
And we'll catch you for a drink next week.
Bye.